actually like.
But here's the thing. So here's the thing. So for a guy, our league is the women that we can sleep with. Y'all league is the men you can get commitment and marriage from. Because as a girl, you can sleep with a guy. It's not immediately clear if you can sleep with a guy, you can always get him in, or with near certainty, get him into a relationship. But as a guy, if I can sleep with a girl, there's a very strong chance I can get her into a relationship.
That's so false.
What is the...
That's so false.
What's the saying?
Basically, 80-90% of the men I date, I don't want a relationship with them.
Well, hold on. There's strumpets. There's obviously strumpets that are fine engaging in casual.
I don't think that's
the
true.
saying is that
think
when women are nice to men, men feel entitled to sex. When men are nice to women, women feel entitled to commitment.
No, I don't feel entitled. I don't want to commit to most of the men I see.
That's an L for you.
Yeah,
no, because they're really losers. They
So
are
you
the
fuck
L.
losers?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I to losers.
That's an L.
That's broke. Yeah.
That's an L, bro.
Because I need to get off, man. Sometimes
you
I
said
need
you
a
don't
man.
even get off. You said you don't. You said
have your vibrator.
I always bring my tiny vibrator with me. It's like this big, okay? If he can't get me off, I have my ways. Sometimes you need a warm body. You need a good cuddle. What's wrong with that? I separate business with
STDs.
cuddle. You get STDs from cuddle.
well,
Do you know how many
cuddling.
guys are my cuddle buddies?
But it's not
because
sex.
They want
Then you're not having sex with them.
And you don't want condoms.
But what is your
you don't wear
ideal
condoms
man?
when you have sex?
Like what?
Condoms.
You think that stops an STD?
Oh, so you're saying I shouldn't have sex when I want to have sex with someone because I want to scratch and itch? Like that's so like wrong.
Yeah, it's called sexual discipline.
So what do you have sexual discipline? You've never ever had sex with a girl without a condom, or like you're just
Wait,
like.
okay, we're talking about two totally different things here. Okay, so
I just don't understand why you're like thinking what I did is unreasonable. It's like very
You're an
apparent
adult.
to
You can
me.
do what you want.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what's.
I'm actually against like
I'm against
promiscuity.
hookup culture.
I'm not
against promiscuity.
promiscuous. I just want to cuddle
Bruh.
someone. Sometimes I want to someone's.
Yeah,
it's like
you're
different.
promiscuous.
No,
You're
you are
How-
promiscuous.
Oh, wait. But how
Okay.
is your ideal man? What is he looks like, or is he just your ideal man like a or something? Because I don't
No,
understand.
it's like at different stage of my life, I have different ideal. For example, with my 5-year relationship, I was with the same guy for 5
Alright,
years.
so if you
then I
are
go
married-
through a slut phase where that's when I actually did one night stand and I regretted it. And then there are times where I'm like seriously wanting to
growing
date
as a
someone. It's like
person and you're
people
learning.
change throughout their years and
You're
they want different
growing.
things. So I don't understand what's like.
So if
So
you
if
have
you
a
regretted
marriage,
it, then would
yeah.
you say that like if you could go back, would you still have one night stands?
I would have, because at that time, if I didn't have one night stand, I wouldn't have known
Okay.
I regret it. You know what I mean?
Here, we'll get to that in a sec. To wrap up on the whole 10 thing, here's what I see going on in the dating marketplace. You have, and I've spoken to over 1,000 women on the show. It's not all women, but I don't know if it's a majority or who knows the exact number. But there's enough women who are totally average. They don't want to date average men. That's a problem.
For average
It's a-
men, not for them.
No, well, it's also a problem for the women because then they end up getting into relationships with men who will never commit to them.
I will
this like
believe
a
it if a woman
statistic
said
that
it.
that you've read
Yeah, where did you read that? What's the source?
Or is it
I mean-
anecdotal?
Or did women
The
say that to you?
The dating apps are proof enough. So
Where's
if
the
you
stats?
have, hold
what
on,
dating app?
Listen, I'm
Tinder,
taking the
Tinder,
others.
all these dating apps have released,
Mm-hmm.
not all of the dating apps, but they've released data on this. Women swipe no on 90%
that's
of men.
true.
Yo, Chart, dude, thank you for the big gift at 50 subs, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you, Chart166. Yeah, I mean, this is a thing.
But why do you think women?
It's not 90, it's 95%.
I think what he's meaning.
Oh, okay.
But why do you think
So-
women are unhappy?
Hold on.
Maybe women are
Let me
happier this
look
way.
at this.
Because of their choices.
Thank you for getting
Because
this,
they have a
Nick.
different
hold
view
on,
of
hold on,
it.
hold on,
Yes.
hold on. Stop.
They have a different view.
Okay, the experiences of men and women on Tinder. Women match with 36% of those they like, while men match with less than 2%. Like and match, like but no match,
Yeah.
pass. So women are super
Yeah.
picky when it comes to looks. Okay, and just in general, they're super picky. And so if women are overlooking men that are actually in their league because they think, for example, if you think that you're a 10 and you genuinely believe it, certainly you must be deserving of a man who's a 10. And so what is that going to look like?
A man
Well,
who she thinks is a 10, who she thinks is a 10. That's important to add.
Yeah.
Yeah. She
sure.
thinks is a 10, not in the world,
You want to
most
say
people
all
think
these
is a
women
10.
they want to date men are more attractive.
Yeah.
I already said I like the men that are not considered attractive. I like the little shorties.
Yeah.
that I
What she thinks is a 10. Maybe she likes broke guys. Maybe that's a
No,
10.
I
Maybe
mean-
someone likes homeless people. Maybe that's a 10.
I don't really care. I don't really care.
No,
Just throws you under the bus immediately.
Like, I'm not saying you.
That doesn't
So it's like
matter to
in
me.
her eyes. So yeah, if she thinks a 10, she will find someone who she thinks is a 10. That doesn't mean you will
Yes.
think he's a 10.
Well, I think, look, again, the big issue here is that I see going on in the dating marketplace
Yeah.
is average women don't want to date average men.
True.
And then, but here's the problem. If I'm an average guy
Yeah.
and I want to get sexual access to
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
above average women, I can't.
Exactly, and that sounds like your problem.
No, hold on. I don't object to that.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. Average women
Yeah.
can get sexual access to above average men.
Yeah, that's nice.
I don't.
Well, but here's the thing. This is
And
what
who's letting them in? Who's
a
letting them
small
have that
proportion.
access?
Well, hold on. Who's more to blame?
Hello?
Like 2% of men or the 50% of women who are engaged in the hookup culture?
They're like more selective. Women are more selective. Sorry, women are more
Right.
selective.
But so I'll grant to you that there are hyper promiscuous, super attractive men that sleep with a ton of women. But it's not clear to me if it's a small proportion of men versus, like, let's say, here's the thing also. I would say that almost any woman, if she wants to, has access to hookup culture. Can't say the same thing about men.
That's true.
Most men don't have access to hookup culture because they aren't attractive enough to be able to be sleeping with that many women consistently. Whereas an
do,
average girl,
the lot lizards.
hold on, an average girl, lot lizard, okay, an average girl, if she wanted to, could 3 new guys a day.
And what's the problem here?
Yeah, what are you?
Yeah, where's the problem?
So
I feel
the problem
let's
is
get to the point.
the problem is you have average women chasing after men that are out of their league.
Yes.
And then they think they're entitled to those men. They'll never get commitment. And then when they finally have to settle down in their late 20s or 30s, they're going to like have all these experiences with all these men who are more attractive than their partner. And they're going to think like, I'm settling, but actually they're not. They're actually
I
not.
have 2 points to that. One, why do you think they're unhappy? Maybe they settle and they're happy and they live their 20s, dating hot men, and then in their 30s they can settle with the average men, and that's great for them. Cheer for them. So what's wrong with that? I don't see a problem.
So there's this thing. So can I ask you a question? I want you to think right now, the most attractive guy you've ever dated and been with. Can you think of
there's
him?
a few.
Okay.
It depends. Like, do you want the European style or like more scrawny, doctor, smart style? It depends.
But
So
you
what?
Can you think of one man in particular who was like leaps and bounds above them all?
No, I can't, because everybody have their pros and cons. That's why you cannot objectively rate a person. Like, someone might be really tall and handsome and strong and have a small. Some other guy would be very fat, but it's like kind of short. So it's like you can never ever.
But what's
ever
your
decide.
subjective opinion about the most
Because I
attractive
can't.
man?
Because when you're with them, it's a different feeling. Sometimes it make you feel calm. Sometimes it make you feel passion. How can you decide that? That's crazy.
Have you ever been in love before?
I be in love every time I date someone.
I believe you.
Yeah. If there's no more question, I really need to pee.
Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Okay, go pee.
I'm
Go.
so shocked.
Giovanni Jade, you donated $200. Brian's telling the truth. When I was a DJ, I slept with tons of women that were mid, because I was bored, drunk, etc., but only wifed the nines. Shameful behavior, but it applies to all DJ men.
Yo, Giovanni, appreciate it, man. Look, I mean, there's a lot of guys that will. I think one of the big things, and I've brought this up in previous shows, is that when it comes to like more casual flings or whatever, a guy will sleep down. Whereas, like, if a girl's inclined to have like a one-night stand or casual thing, she'll typically prioritize like going for the most attractive guy she can get. Whereas when a man's trying to get like casual sex, he'll lower his standards for looks. So when it comes to a guy will sleep with a girl that just on looks alone, he will never be in a relationship with her. However, I would argue typically that for a woman, even to have like casual sex, one-night stand or whatever, in order to have a one-night stand or casual with a guy, he typically has to be at least attractive enough for her to be in a relationship with him.
It's also dangerous if you're a woman and you don't understand that men will lower their standards and be disgusting and sleep with people who are less than, because then you feel special because this guy who you perceive is so hot is choosing you, and you're like, oh, that's crazy, but you're not special. He's using you.
You get a lot of heartbreak after that.
Yeah,
because
exactly.
When
And
you're
that's
getting
going to-
older, you want to settle down. You have this vision in your head, like, oh my God, I deserve a man that looks like that.
Well, the idea is
But
that
it's
he makes
not
you feel
going
so
to
special.
happen.
Eventually,
Yeah.
you're going to meet a normal guy who is in your league. He will not make you feel
Yes,
special.
that-
And now you're like, what am I missing here? What's going on?
Because you have that version in your head that you deserve some kind of, yeah.
You're doing yourself a disservice.
I feel like it's a lot. Those numbers are the way they are because men are just desirous in general more so than women are. Their sexual desire is up here. Ours is like right here. And so that's why I feel personally, I think that the numbers are that way. So they're just going to settle for whatever they can, they can do the deed with. So
Well, yeah, women sleep with who they want and men sleep with who they can.
Exactly.